We got to become passionate about going out here getting folks and stop worrying about being so politically correct. Because by being politically correct, you become politically incorrect. And our young folks can't appreciate us. With that, I want to give this young brother a round of applause. He flew in from Toronto County. New Rick was here, and he wanted to support us. Come on, brother. All right.
Thank you very much, Armin. Good afternoon, Dallas. Thank you very much for having me come up on the stage and be in your presence. I have an organization in Toronto called Urban Resolutions, and we do similar work to what Brother Armin is doing here in terms of being in the community and bringing a new sense of value and ethic to some of the marginalized communities that we have in Toronto, specifically Black communities and First Nation communities, Indian communities. So what we do, specializing in anger management, conflict resolution, which ultimately builds community capacity. And what I like about Armin in terms of his radio show, because we get his radio show in Toronto, is that he brings it every week with a solid message, a lot of obviously valuable information in terms of knowledge and wisdom, and he doesn't pull no punches. So again, I just wanted to extend my hand again to Armin for having me come down and also doing the good work that he's doing in the community. Thank you very much.
What the true example of an African-American male was supposed to be and his true responsibilities to somebody decide to reach out and teach me that. And once I began to understand it, and let me know that I was not living my life as my own. We all have a responsibility. And just like Brother Rashidi said, I'm so glad I ran into him. We don't have to just sit back on your own. You have to go get it. You have to go get it. You have to go get it because it's not going to come to you. It didn't come to me. I didn't know where to go. I just knew that I wanted to do something that was organized now. I wanted to still spit the same street game, but I want to give you the whole thing. Give me somebody you can relate to. Bro, you used to know me. You know I was on this block. You know what I used to do. Listen to me telling you that that's not what that is, bro. If you do that, you're going to lose just as many years as I did, if not more. You got to get on their level. Stop talking down to them like they children when they have a grown-up understanding. Telling them what's right and what's wrong and not telling them the reason why what's right and what's wrong is only going to have them rebelling as they should, because that's their natural tendency. That's their natural psyche, is to rebel because they think they're grown now. And so just like I reached out to this brother right here because he was on my level. This man was given an article from the penitentiary system saying that he's going to use his life to try to do something good, and he reached another lost soul in the penitentiary to where I wanted to do the same thing. And now I'm here. I didn't know nothing about no non-profit. I didn't know where I was going to start. I just knew that if I went out there touring, somebody was going to come to me. And that's what it's been every time. Every time I step out and I step out on faith and I try to reach out, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to schools. I'm going to community centers. I'm going to blocks. I'm going to malls. I'm going to everything that I can possibly go to so that I can use my music as a platform to try to talk to the youth and let them know exactly that there's another alternative outside of the lives that they're living. And it's all been worthwhile. So therefore, me being here is a blessing. Thank you. Who I used to be, how real I was, that's nothing. One day, I sat there and I read the magazines that I usually read, and I came across a Don Diva magazine. And it was an article from that young man over there, Mr. Rick Ross. And he was explaining exactly what happened to him. And after all that he went through, he wanted to use what had happened to him as a means to try to help others change their life. Because he was the real person, not the one you see that we hear about that's rapping now. Not the jail guard. It's the real man. He taking his stories and putting them in his own words and then he pushing them out there to make millions. And you got people that's believing what they're hearing and they falling victim to those lyrics thinking that they actually doing those things. But it's not true. So So when you listen to him and I read it, and I said, why come I can't be like that? I done lived my life. I need to go ahead and I need to stop the next person from trying to do theirs. Trying to give their life away while they still have a chance. Tell them to go ahead and be the man that they're supposed to be. Teach them why they're supposed to be a man. You teach them why they're supposed to be a man and show them exactly what a real man is. You ain't got to worry about telling them to put his.
But I felt it in my spirit to speak to them. All right. I like to say, congratulations, Brother Mario.
Yes, sir.
I work in the community. I'm the president of the only black-owned TV network here.
Hold it, Michael.
Yeah, Michael, a closer.
So, I'm the president of the only black-owned TV outlet here.
All right.
For our community, for our people. And they placed me in position because of my spirit and what I do for my people. This young man, a lady named Divine Star, showed me his video of him performing in church, his rap song, his art, his craft. This young man didn't know he was brought to me for me to cover him.
Wow.
I managed 97.9's Vita Lopez to change her image and what the perception is. And we're going to BET with my network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She wants the talk show to go to BET. I produce her talk show. You understand? I do that with my people that I work with. She wanted her talk show to be on BET. We're filming in BET's building.
Yes, sir.
She's at BET Film for me to network and get her more exposure. This young man, I know his spirit. I heard his heart. So I do whatever. I didn't want to touch him with the music. It wasn't about music. I didn't feel spiritually to touch him. But what he does in the community and what he's doing, I'm with this young brother every day. I work with Mr. CW, and he mentors me. I'm with this brother. Anything he needs from me for nothing, no pay. I'm with this man every day. I work with Ms. Pemberton to create stuff like this, to give exposure of our businesses, and we filling up our mall and our community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I shopped here when I was a kid. Well, my mother paid only $10. And she couldn't provide for me and my sister. And she came here where she could afford to get me school clothes when I only had 2 pair of pants for the whole school year. I work for my community. I grew up in Arlington Park. I know what this man did. I seen more drugs than anybody through my community. Killed families. My stepdad got hooked on crack, and we lost our restaurant on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Wow.
I seen what drugs do to my community, and I vowed to make a difference because of what it did to my household. But my mother fought to stay strong and said, you would not go down that path because you're blessed and you're special to make a difference. My grandmother lived in North Dallas Project. I seen drugs, and I seen more money than anybody seen, but I didn't touch it that way. I got educated. I went to school. I kept my record clean. I got a job driving the money truck for Loomis Fargo and Company. I transported millions of dollars to the Federal Reserve building downtown that's not labeled Federal Reserve, where people don't know where money is. I worked there and transferred and see more money. If you do what's positive, you will see and touch more money than if you do anything negative. I'm for my community is educated because I walk through those trenches and those paths, so I will touch any young man and show him the way. Here at Black Premier Entertainment TV, we're going to start production to showcase this 5 million viewers. We're on in every city. We're going to give our community exposure.
Yes, sir.
And we're not charging these businesses.
Yes,
They have the opportunity to get something, but we're going to do it on my dollar, if I have to give everybody exposure and fill this mall at 100%. Then we can move on in the community and make a difference in other locations where these people own their own businesses can feed their family. And I do my community service to work with any kid. I stand and help you any way I can, bro. I do anything for Mr. Carraway. I do anything to work with him. Anything we can do to make a difference in our community, we're going to make a difference. But we're starting here with more events like this. With more exposure to our people and our businesses, where we all can feed our families and we can raise our families the right way with the right resources we need. But it starts with the resources here mentally and educating our people. And then we can get the money the right way and educate our people. I'll be in LA next week. If Mr. Ross need anything for me to do in the community, in his community, I'm willing to extend my services there. For nothing. I didn't mean to take all your time, brother. I felt it in my spirit. Appreciate it.
Black that love inside of me. I'm blacker than that. Black that power of the Almighty. You live on it, you and me. I'm blacker than mud, I'm black as smut. I'm black as the plague. Blacker than Job, blacker than Moses. I'm blacker than praise of Jesus' head. Blacker than cold, I'm blacker than...
This brother has worked with me no matter what event I did. He would come out. Brothers never charged me nothing. And anybody that knows the Nation of Islam, if you want to make sure something's secure, call the Freeway. And you can rest assured that everything's going to be taken care of. We'd be remiss not to introduce and have this brother come up to the microphone. Come on up, brother, if you don't mind, please.
In the name of our beneficent, the merciful, the one God to whom all praise is due. We thank God for Moses and the Torah. We thank him for Jesus and the gospel. We thank him for Muhammad and the Holy Quran. Peace be upon all of his words and servants. I thank him for raising the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I thank him for blessing me with an example of what a real man looks like. A man of courage, a man of strength, a man of dignity, a man of real character. And I'm talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet you in the greeting words of peace, Assalamu alaikum. And you know, many of you know Minister Farrakhan because of the Million Man March. The younger brothers and sisters may not remember the Million Man March, but that was the greatest day of love and unity and brotherhood demonstrated in America, and I'll say anywhere throughout the world in the history of man. They never would have thought that nearly 2 million black men would come to Washington, D.C. in a great show of love and peace and unity. And this is what we're about today. So let's give our brother Amon Rashidi a round of applause. And of course, we love Miss Pemberton. We would call her the mayor of West Dallas. But we appreciate Ms. Pemberton and all of the work that she has done. So we're just here today to support our brother Rick Ross and support our community. And by the grace of Allah, we'll all come away knowing one another better and showing love to one another, and then that love can spread throughout our community, because that's the problem in our community right now. When you know yourself, you love yourself. And so we have to support our sister with the books. What she has in those books is teaching us the knowledge of ourselves. If you don't know yourself, you can't love yourself.
But when I got in trouble, I got out the crack cooking business. Now I'm make my own organic soap and lotion. I done traded yeah, I still use the Pyrex bowl with the scale, but I make my own organic products now. But it just goes to show you that, well, you know, what you see is not always what you get. No one would ever know that I went through. I've been to jail 8 times. I've been to Loose Dairy through every phase of construction.
Have went on to 2- and 4-year colleges, but we do hands-on. We take them on tours. It's a reality-based school. Now, we do teach them math and science. We're known for that. We're known for our math and science, but if you want to come and visit this campus, you'll see how we teach these students. Hands-on, and we relate to their situations. We don't just put them in a structured environment, because guess what? One size don't fit all. We've heard that so many times.
Message. I was listening to the message, and it's one heck of a message. It takes one heck of a person to stand before and to tell the OG truth about exactly what is taking place in our community. I was talking to yesterday Representative Ron Dello, the former congressman, and we were having this conversation. About young black African-American males. And Brother Muhammad, let me just say, minister, struggle now. And it's been such a struggle, Brother Rashid, that we didn't do all of this to waste all these years of our lives so it can go to waste today. You have a responsibility to not waste the time that was spent with folks that look like you, that fought the battle already to open up the doors that we're still trying to kick open today. And for the young brothers to drop the ball means that you wasted all of our time and all of our lives. We could have been doing something else. But we were not doing something else. We were doing what we're talking about so that we could pass the baton to you. And now it's your turn to look after that little baby right here walking. Everything that you're doing today affects this little brother on tomorrow. And if all they have to look for is walking around with the pants all down, doing the gang banging, doing all of the wrong things and not paving the way. As we stand in this mall, we would not be standing here, and I would not be standing here, nor would you be here, had it not been for folks like Martin Luther King and others that came along with the struggle so that we could have places like this. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means don't waste nobody's time. Be responsible, make decisions, do all of the right things that you need to do that's expected of you to do. If you really want to be a real gangster, let me tell you how to be a real gangster. I'm a real gangster. But I'm a gangster making a difference. I'm a gangster that's not having to have to sell drugs because I know the gangsters put it in here so it can destroy our and your future. So we have to band up against the very things that look like is making us big and bad. We have to use the gangster brain. The gangster brain is to figure out a way to be happy. The gangster brain is to figure out how you can be a real man. A gangster brain is showing how you can be economically empowered and you can outthink the next person and you can take it to the next level. When you look at all of the leaders and all of the brilliant brains that we had that are of color, Alexander Graham Bell and all the different people that did all of the great things in life, and you look how smart they were, and you look at some of the things that we're still utilizing that came from their brain, they were out thinking, and they were thinking forward. We have a lot of scientists out here, we have a lot of good lawyers, a lot of good doctors, and I'll tell you this one short story, and then I'll close, because you're never supposed to get a microphone to a politician on a Saturday. But here's the deal. If you look at all the brothers that think they're standing on the street corners in the neighborhood, making that little $10 off that rock. Look at what Brother Rick was saying. What can you account for and what can they account for today? And then if you go up and down the street and you see folks that are on drugs, that had drugs, that got involved with drugs, that are struggling, that don't even know who they are. As hot as it is out here today, some of them are wearing big overcoats because they don't know any better because the drugs have destroyed their minds. Well, then go back to those guys on the street corner that sold them that little rock for $10. And then look at what that little $10 rock did to that person on the corner. That was somebody's child, that was somebody's mother, that was somebody's sister, that was somebody's brother. It destroyed, making that little funny $10 that you can't account for today, destroyed an entire family. Destroyed the entire family. And what if that was a father that had 5 children? What if that was a mother that had 3 children? Those children, they're growing up without a mother. Those children are growing up without a father, only because of bad decisions that we thought was cool. Now, if we really want to be cool, reverse it. Let's show them how we can pull it up. Let's show them how we can multiply. Let's show them how we can think, how we can be smarter and smarter enough to make sure they know that we're going to empower ourselves and make a difference. I'm not going to bore you with this, but that's a serious message that I'm trying to give you. I'm a real OG. I'm making a difference in City Hall. I take on the real battle. There were times you couldn't tell a white guy to shut up without going to jail. I tell a lot of people to shut up when it's time to tell them, but in an intelligent way to where they have to respect, because I'm coming from here, the brain. You have to defy the difference. I'm not advocating violence. I'm not advocating going out and flipping the script totally. But I'm saying once you establish yourself in the system and you get a level of respect, you can do a lot of things. Brother Rashidi, if he only had some more help to do more of what we're doing here today, there would be 1,000 of brothers and sisters out here in the mall. We would be empowered, and we would be empowered enough to go and educate, spread the word, and participate and make a difference in other folks' lives. That's our responsibility. So enough with the drugs, enough with the gang banging. Let's be some real men and go get a girlfriend and take her to the movie, hold her by the hand, buy the girl some popcorn, buy a hot dog. Be proud to walk with your girlfriend by the hand. And respect that girlfriend when you have her. Keep your hands off of her. She's the most beautiful thing and the most precious thing on the earth. But you can't get it if you're in jail. Because if you're in jail, because you made all the wrong decisions, somebody else, they're going to have their girlfriend and they're going to go buy the popcorn. While you sitting there and can't even have popcorn, because I doubt they have popcorn in the jail. You got to take a look at what's really real, fellas. Do you want somebody else to take your place out here? For what? The place belongs to you. And all you got to do is step up to the plate, straighten up that back, straighten up that act, and get involved and do all the right things. I'm going to stop. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Because we already know that the war on drugs ain't working. 50 years they've been pumping billions and billions of your dollars into it. Drugs are more prevalent now than they ever was. We have more people in prison in countries like India, China, Russia. India has 1.2 billion people. They only have 300,000 people in the whole country in jail. We have 600,000 black men in prison right now in America. And we only 13% of the population. Our unemployment rate is probably like 40%. So we have to figure out ways that we can generate jobs and viable income for our guys. We can't just expect them to say no. Making $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, or $1,000 a week when they don't have no other opportunity. So it's all our job to put our heads together, put our resources together, and try to create viable income. And those are the things that I'm doing right now with my life. I've been going around the country speaking. My life is just overwhelmed. I can't even believe it. I cannot believe that dumb, illiterate, broke, brick walls has been all the places I've been in my life. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe when I walked on the stage at Brown University, one of the primary universities in this country, that they let me come on that stage and speak. But not only did they let me come on the stage, they paid me. They paid me. They paid me to come up here and speak. So, and then when I did speak, I thought they got me cheap. I told them, I said, y'all got me for $2,500 today, but y'all got me cheap. Y'all got me cheap today. And I didn't do it with like 40 minutes. So I said, for 40 minutes, for $2,500, y'all got me cheap, but it was still good pay. So we don't know who our kids could be until we give them an opportunity. It's our job. It's your job to give as many kids as much as you can of what you know. We got to empty our heads into them. We got to transplant ourselves into their minds and give them our minds and our background and our experiences. And that's why I wrote this book, because I don't want a kid to say that I didn't know. I didn't know what it was like. Now with this book right here, they're going to know. So my goal right now is to sell 1 billion copies. My first goal is to sell 50,000. And 100,000, and then just let it go. Right now, I'm at number 14 on Amazon. I'm proud of that. I'm the highest ranking independent artist on that list right now. You know, nobody else. I totally did this book myself. I published it. I don't have a publishing company. This is my company that published it. I'm marketing it myself. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we can do it ourselves. We can take what we got right now and work miracles. One last thing before I quit. I had a lawyer. He graduated from Harvard University, and I've been using this lawyer throughout my drug career. Since my first guy got busted, somebody turned me on to him. He took care of his case, won it. I've been using him ever since. He got all my guys out. So when I was fighting my case, I'm in jail fighting. I was fighting for my friends outside of jail, so it was a little different. I had more control over the lawyer when I was out than I had when I was in. He didn't respect me the same. So I'm telling you one day, I'm saying, man, you ain't fighting my case like I know you fight. I done seen you fight before. So the cat told me this. The cat gave me the best advice he ever gave. He said, man, anytime somebody wants for you more than you want it for yourself, you in trouble. So what I took from that was that he was telling me that if I was expecting him to fight my case better than I was fighting my own case, I was in trouble. Because he was getting ready to walk out that door and go back to Malibu. And I was getting ready to walk out that door and go out a different door and go to that cell that I described to you earlier. So what I took from that is I started hitting that library 18 hours a day. And the issue that I needed to put me right here today just hit me. And then when I found the issue, I brought it to his attention and he told me I was wrong. So that lets you know that you have to be looking out for yourself. And I took that same attitude now, and that's what I use to do what I do right now. That I don't want nobody to know or want my community to be better than I do. None of y'all. I don't want none of y'all to want my community to be better than I do. I ain't gonna let none of y'all outdo me. I don't care how hard you work. I don't want you to outdo me and help my community. And I hope that you take that same attitude with you. And we all put it down like that. If we do, our community ain't got no choice but to get better.
That's right, that's right.
So if we all work like that, we're gonna get better without a doubt. I appreciate y'all, I love y'all. Check out the book, let everybody know about it. Yeah, we can do it. We open for question and answer. Ain't nothing, you can ask me anything.
How is Maxine Waters today? How has she been beneficial to what you're doing now?
Maxine, she still supports me. She took me and introduced me to Bishop Jones. A lot of y'all may not know who Bishop Jones is. Bishop Jones is one of the biggest pastors in LA. He's on the TV show Preachers of LA. So she helps me, but at the same time, I don't look for her to just come out of her comfort zone and do the things that I do. What I'm doing is I'm gonna give her some ammunition. I'm gonna give her something that she can take and shoot with. Because if you give somebody a gun and some ammunition, now they can shoot it. It's real easy. But if you want them to go and they gotta go find a gun and help you make it and all that, then she ain't got nothing to shoot with. But I'm gonna give her ammunition, so it's gonna be real easy for her to help me. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be able to say, well, Rick Ross got the best, he's the best-selling author now. Because eventually I want a presidential pardon, like Oliver North and them got. You know what I'm saying? They should be the only ones got a presidential pardon in TV shows and all that. I want the same thing. But in order for me to get that, I know that I gotta do certain things so that Maxine Waters can go forward and say, you know, help him out now.